Hello, good morning. Welcome to Unfudge Your Marketing. I am your host, Christy Mitchell. I am a marketing strategist and consultant. I work with professional service business owners who have relied on referrals and word of mouth to build their business. And they know in order to take things to the next level, they need to finally get strategic about their marketing. Here on Unfudge Your Marketing, I talk with business owners who have had marketing missteps, mishaps, or maybe some things that just didn't go the way that they planned or hoped with their marketing efforts. Today, I've decided to do a solo episode because I feel like there are some things to talk about related to marketing strategy. So, a lot of the times when I work with business owners, they come to me and they might say, okay, I have this priority. I really need to do advertising. I feel like I'm the best kept secret. I really need to get my name out and get, more people knowing about our business. And so we can generate those inbound leads. And a lot of times, business owners, I think, have one specific thing that they hope or think will fix all of their marketing problems. And that's usually not the case. So, in the time that I've been a business owner, working with other business owners on their marketing efforts, I've realized some common things that happen. When we don't get the results that we want from our marketing efforts, I think 9 times out of 10, it's because we don't have that underlying marketing strategy that is driving all of those specific tactics, initiatives, projects that we're taking on to market our business. So some examples of that, like I just mentioned, maybe, wanting to do paid advertising, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but if we're doing paid advertising to get out in front of more people, and we don't have the systems and processes in place to allow us to bring those people into our world, help them, hopefully fill out a form, get on our email list so now we can stay in touch with them. If we don't have those underlying processes and systems in place, then it really doesn't help us to go get out in front of more people because you could fill the top of your funnel, right? So I'm going to talk in terms of the marketing funnel today. You could fill the top of the funnel as much as you want, but if you don't have that marketing infrastructure in place to bring people down the funnel so that they can convert into clients at the bottom, you could fill it up as much as you want. You're still not going to get the results that you want. And so, thinking in terms of what you need to do with your marketing, what things you need to prioritize and focus on, I think most often it's thinking of one specific tactic that you think might get you all those results that you want. And that's really not what you need to do first. So, first, we need to build that underlying marketing strategy, which I'm going to talk about. I'm going to take you through my marketing funnel framework for those of you who have not heard me talk about it, present on it, post about it on LinkedIn. The marketing funnel framework is what I use to really help bring simplicity and clarity to our marketing efforts because it does feel confusing and overwhelming and messy and complicated. And so when we use the marketing funnel framework, it really helps us bring that simplicity, clarity, and focus to what we need to do. So, some other examples of, before I jump into the framework, some other examples of things that I hear business owners say a lot are, I really need to be doing more email marketing. I did it for a while, it didn't really produce results, but I know that I probably should be doing it. Well, if you don't have a good system and plan for how you're going to be doing email marketing and why you're doing email marketing, it makes sense that you're inconsistent with it. It makes sense that you're probably not getting the results that you want from it. So, again, when we talk about the marketing funnel framework and where email marketing plays a role in that, that's when we get more clear on the strategy behind it. Why is it that we're doing it? Other examples, right? Being more consistent on social media. That's another one. Oh, I really need a lead magnet. Well, why do you need a lead magnet? Well, everyone else is doing lead magnets. Or I keep hearing like, I need to have a way to get people on my email list. Those are more common things that I hear a lot from business owners in terms of, well, we need to be doing this. Okay, but why? And how does it tie into the overall marketing strategy and plan that you're building for your business? Okay, so now I want to jump into my marketing funnel framework because I think it helps bring, again, that simplicity, clarity, and focus to your marketing efforts. So if you think of a funnel, right, the widest part of the funnel is on top, and then it gets narrower as you go down towards the bottom. So, the way that I work with clients is really talking about the marketing funnel in terms of four key areas. So, the first section of the funnel at the top, the widest part, is the attract stage. And that's where you're getting out in front of people. And I think most often when business owners are thinking in terms of marketing tactics, that's where their mind goes, is to those initiatives that are helping you get out in front of new people, helping new people learn about you. So that could be your social media presence, that could be going out and presenting, it could be, running events, it could be going out and networking with people, could be, leveraging other people's audiences through guest blogs or published articles, any of those ways that new people can learn about you and your business. That is at the attract phase at the top of the funnel. Now, attract is great, right? We have to get out in front of new people all the time as businesses, but then we need them to take that next step, right? So, a lot of times we hear about marketing in terms of building the know, like, and trust factors. So, the way that I like to talk about it is that attract phase at the top is that's building the know factor, right? That's how people are going to know that you exist and maybe know what it is that you have to offer. But that's not enough. We want them to like us. And in order to get them to like us, I think a good indication and a good way to do that is to give them a way to get on our email list so that we can stay in touch with them. So that brings us to the next stage of the marketing funnel. After attract, the next stage down is convert. And at this stage, we're talking about converting someone to become a lead for us. We're not converting them into a client yet, right? Usually that's a longer process, a longer journey. But converting them into a lead means that we are getting more information from them so that we can stay in touch with them. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to turn into a client for us, but it means we've gotten them to take another step. So, getting them to fill out a form, whether it is for a downloadable PDF that's a resource, maybe it's attending a webinar or masterclass or some sort of private event that you're hosting where people have to register to be able to attend. It could be a quiz. It could be a private podcast where people have to register, again, give their name and email address in order to be able to get that content. Whatever it is, you want that content to be a bit more in depth. I like to say it needs to be a little meatier, right, than just a blog post. You want it to be a super valuable resource that someone is like, absolutely, I will give you my name and email address in order to have that resource from you. So that's what we're talking about at the convert stage. Some of the common missteps or mistakes that I see from business owners when it comes to the convert stage are either one, they don't have a way to get people on their email list, they don't have that enticing offer for people to fill out a form. So, not having it is a common mistake. The next common mistake that I see is having it, but having the mindset that I've built it so people will come, they'll find it. And that is a huge mistake, huge misconception when it comes to different lead magnets. Just because you have it built and you have it on your website doesn't mean people are going to find it. So you have to make sure that you are putting it out there. You're sharing it all over the place to get it in front of people so they know what you have to offer. You could do this in a number of ways. So, making sure that you're sharing it on your social feeds on a consistent basis, right? You don't just want to share it when it's first created, you want to share it regularly. Making your link in your profile on LinkedIn or maybe your company profile specific to that downloadable offer rather than just sending them to your website generically can really help draw attention to that, can help get you more form fills for that offer. Some other things that you could do to help promote that lead magnet, that offer that you have, sending it directly to people in DMs on LinkedIn who might be interested or find value in it. You could also be sharing that at the end of any sort of presentation that you're giving. If you're, able to speak in front of somebody else's audience, you want to give them a freebie at the end. Give them a way so that they can come over and get on your email list so that you can stay in touch with them. So those are some of the ideas. And again, some of those kind of missteps that I see very commonly regarding that convert stage of the marketing funnel. Okay, so we've talked about attract at the top, getting out in front of people. We've talked about convert, getting people to fill out a form for you. The next stage down from that is nurture. And that usually takes the longest time, especially as service-based businesses, right? And this is where we're building that trust factor that I talked about. right? To build trust, it doesn't usually happen overnight. It doesn't usually happen right away. So we need to make sure that we have marketing systems and processes in place to be able to stay in touch with our audience and to help build that trust with them so that they feel better about the idea of potentially doing business with us and hiring us to help them. So, the way that we nurture our audience, I typically talk about this in two ways: email marketing and social media. Now, I did talk about social media at the top of the funnel for attract, and that is true. I say that you can double dip with social media. For all the negative things that are out there, that feelings that people have about social media, one of the benefits are that it helps you get in front of people and it helps you stay in touch with them, right? So if your audience is following you on social and you are consistently putting out great content, that's going to help you nurture that relationship with them so that they keep seeing, wow, you're showing up all the time, you're providing all this awesome value. That helps build that trust that I was talking about. The other thing is email marketing. So, again, I like to talk about email marketing in kind of two ways. One is nurture emails, a welcome sequence, a drip campaign, whatever you want to call it. It's an automated sequence of emails that gives someone, right, that person who's filling out a form for whatever the thing is that you're offering, then you want to give them some things afterwards, right? You obviously want to give them the thing that they fill out the form for, but then you have this opportunity to give them a set of emails to help them learn more about you and your business and what you have to offer and your story of how you came to be, and maybe have them listen to a podcast that you've been interviewed on that helps tell that story of how you got into business, why you serve the clients that you do, what you help them achieve. You want to use that opportunity when someone gets on your email list to provide them with helpful, relevant information that brings them into your world and starts building that trust with them. So, drip campaigns, automated sequences, welcome sequence, onboarding sequence, whatever you want to call it, those terms are kind of all used interchangeably in the marketing world. But you want to have that system in place so that you can begin nurturing that relationship with those new people getting on your email list right from the start. Okay, so now we've nurtured. Then at the bottom of the funnel, we talk about closing the deal, right? Making the sale when the timing is right, after we've built up that trust, when someone needs what it is that we offer, closing that deal. Now, I always say I am not a sales coach. I don't help my clients on the sales end of things because that is different than marketing. But I do like to talk about what you could be doing in your marketing all along the way that helps make closing that deal a little bit easier. So, with this part of the marketing funnel, the journey, we're talking about things like testimonials. Sharing testimonials on your social media, on your website, right? On your sales pages. Don't put it on a standalone testimonials page. People don't read those. But kind of sprinkling those testimonials throughout your website so that if someone's looking around, they are getting a very good taste of what it's like for others who have worked with you so that they can help visualize themselves working with you. So testimonials can be really powerful. Making sure that you have a place for online reviews, right? Asking those happy clients of yours to leave reviews for you can be immensely helpful to others who are considering working with you. So hopefully you have a Google business listing, you're driving your happy clients to go leave reviews for you there. They could also be leaving you LinkedIn recommendations. Different things like that. You want to think in terms of buyer behavior, right? Someone might be considering working with you and they might want to go out and check, those different review sites that people can leave reviews for you on so they can kind of get a sense of your reputation. So that's really important. The other thing at the bottom of the funnel, we're talking about closing. A big thing that I'm a fan of are case studies, right? So a lot of times case studies can be hugely helpful in that sales process. Again, so that a potential client can get a very good sense of what they might experience working with you based on somebody else's experience. So a case study format, right? You can go out and hire someone to do case studies for you, which I think is immensely helpful to have that objective third party outsider point of view interviewing your happy clients about what they got out of working with you. But even if you don't have the bandwidth for that or the budget for that, you could do a simple case study yourself. So focus on the problem. What is it that that client was experiencing before coming to work with you? Talk about what it is that you did together. And then what was the outcome at the end? You can make it just that simple three-part format. So those are some ideas for the bottom of the funnel, closing the deal. again, what you can be doing in your marketing to make closing that deal a little bit easier. So hopefully by now, you see what I'm talking about when I say building that organic marketing foundation to your business, right? If we have these systems and processes in place to be attracting, converting, nurturing, closing, that is going to make our marketing work so much better for us. It's going to be so much more effective. We're going to get such better results rather than if we go into our marketing thinking, well, we just need to do this one specific thing and that's going to help fix everything. Chances are it's probably not if you're not considering the role that that one tactic plays within the larger picture of your complete marketing strategy and plan. So, hopefully, I have given you some things to consider through this discussion about strategic marketing planning. Again, this is all coming from a place of the common mistakes and missteps and misconceptions that I see with business owners related to their marketing efforts. So, if you are a business owner who has been thinking, well, we just need to do this one thing, or I think we might need to look at these things in our marketing, you might be right. But you also need to take a couple steps back and look at your complete marketing picture. Do you have a way to get out in front of people? Do you have a way to get people on your email list? Are you nurturing those people who do get on your email list once they're there by staying in touch with them? And what are you doing to help closing that deal at the bottom of the funnel? Now, one thing I just realized I forgot to talk about at the email marketing section of the funnel is having those drip campaigns, that those sequences, but also having some sort of steady communication with your audience over time, whether it's a monthly email newsletter, whether it's sharing a new blog post that you've posted every week, every 2 weeks, every month, whatever it is, making sure that you're staying in touch with your audience with helpful, relevant content that solves problems for them. That's another important aspect that I kind of skipped over, talking about the email marketing section when we're nurturing our audience. So hopefully I have given you some very valuable tips, pointers, things to consider related to your own marketing efforts and things that you might be considering that you need in your marketing going forward. I would love to hear from you in the comments. What stood out to you the most? What resonated? And what will you take away from this episode to apply to your own business? Thank you so much for tuning in to this solo episode of Unfudge Your Marketing.